It was a quiet Saturday morning in the heart of a cute, Augun state. The sun was not too harsh, the birds chirped lazily on the old mango tree beside the compound, and the sound of Owambi music drifted faintly from a nearby street. Inside a modest two-bedroom bungalow at the end of Argundel Street, lived Samuel and Anita Daniels, a couple many in the area admired. Samuel was a secondary school teacher, known for his calm nature and dedication. Anita, his wife of 11 years, worked as a cashier in a bank. Together, they had 2 children, Nathaniel, 9, and Praise, just 5. On the surface, they looked like the average struggling but happy Nigerian family, but what people didn't see, what the neighbors didn't know, was the emotional drought brewing behind their closed doors. Anita hadn't kissed Samuel in over 6 months. She hadn't laughed at his jokes in over a year. She barely looked at him anymore, as though the man she once loved had become invisible. Samuel noticed. He felt it. But every time he tried to bridge the gap, she pulled further away. Samuel wasn't perfect, but he was consistent. He cooked on Saturdays when Anita worked extra hours. He did the school runs when she was tired. He washed the kids' uniforms on some Sunday evenings. But Anita. She had checked out emotionally. "You're not romantic," she said one evening while folding clothes. Samuel looked up, surprised. "What do you mean? You don't know how to touch a woman's heart. You do the right things, yes, but it's like your soul is absent." Samuel sighed. "I try, Anita. I truly do. Maybe I'm not exciting, but I'm here. I'm faithful. I love you." She didn't reply. She just walked past him with folded clothes in hand and left a silence that echoed louder than any quarrel. Samuel Daniels wasn't the most romantic man by city standards, but he was thoughtful, quiet, gentle. A man with simple dreams and a steady heart. The kind of man who believed love wasn't in grand gestures, but in little daily acts of loyalty. Every morning before heading to the school where he taught government, he boiled water so Anita wouldn't stress herself. Every weekend, he made jollof rice himself even if it didn't always taste right, just so she could rest. He learned how to braid their daughter's hair from YouTube. And on the few nights they had electricity, he'd offer to massage her feet after her shift at the bank. But Anita had become unreachable. "Let me hold you." "Nah," Samuel said one night, lying beside her in bed. "I'm tired," she muttered, turning her back to him. He reached gently for her waist, only for her to hiss. "Abeg, leave me. Must everything end in touching? Can't I just sleep?" Samuel froze. Embarrassed. Rejected. He shifted away silently, staring into the ceiling fan spinning like his thoughts, slow, helpless, lost. On Valentine's Day, Samuel saved up from his meager salary to buy her a surprise gift. A simple perfume and a pink teddy bear with "I love you" stitched across the chest. He left it on her pillow with a note, "To my sunshine, even when you don't smile, I still see your light." Sam, she came home, saw the gift. And barely reacted. No smile. No hug. Just a sigh. "Where did you see money for this one? Hope you paid NEPA before buying toy." Samuel blinked. "I just wanted to." "Sam, you like doing things for camera. You can't buy common flour when we were dating, now you want to form lover boy when I'm already married and tired." He stood still, his hands trembling slightly. "I'm trying, Anita." "Try harder," she snapped, walking into the bathroom and slamming the door. There was a time Anita used to call him honey and text him sweet emojis. But now, even his text messages got one-word replies if she responded at all. He once booked a weekend getaway at a budget hotel in Badagry, hoping to rekindle something, anything. She frowned. "You want me to leave work and follow you to go and sleep in bush because of what? Romance?" He begged her. He cried once, quietly, in the kitchen, holding her waist, whispering, "I miss us. I miss who you used to be." But she looked at him like he was begging for something she had no interest in giving anymore. "I can't force what I don't feel," she said, gently but cold. That night, he cooked her favorite egusi soup. He played her favorite Asa song, Bibank. He even put on the first shirt she ever complimented. But she never touched the food. She went to bed without a word, plugged in her earpiece, and turned her back again. Samuel sat on the floor beside the bed, defeated. His children asleep in the next room. His heart wide open, bruised, waiting. She was there, but he was alone. It was a rainy Thursday evening. Anita had stopped by the ShopRite in Ikeja after work to pick up diapers for her friend's baby shower. Her mind was tired. Her spirit, emptier than usual. As she picked a scented lotion from the shelf, someone spoke behind her. "You have good taste," said a rich baritone voice. She turned. He was tall, clean-shaven, with smooth brown skin and a well-tailored blue shirt. He had dimples when he smiled. And the way he looked at her, it wasn't just admiration. It was desire. "Thank you," she replied with a polite smile, about to walk away. But he continued, "Don't mind me. I just thought I'd say hello. My name is Raymond. And you are? Anita." They talked. Right there in aisle 3, surrounded by biscuits and body cream, they laughed. For the first time in a long time, she felt seen. Really seen. That night, Raymond texted her, "It was nice meeting you, Anita. I hope your night is as beautiful as you are." She smiled. A genuine smile. One Samuel hadn't seen in months. The chats became more frequent. They talked at night when Samuel and the kids were asleep. They shared voice notes, laughter, frustrations. Raymond listened. He validated her emotions. He told her she deserved better, more passion, more attention. She never told him she was married. Not at first. And when she finally did, Raymond said, "I'm married too. But I'm not happy either." Instead of guilt, it sparked excitement. They were both trapped souls who believed they had found their escape in each other. Raymond began picking her up from work sometimes. They met in hotels at the edge of town, places where they wouldn't be seen. And in those rooms, Anita found the passion she thought was dead. Raymond was gentle. He was adventurous. He whispered words she'd longed to hear for years. Back home, Samuel began to notice. "You're always smiling at your phone," he said one night as they prepared for bed. "It's just office gist," she replied coldly, hiding her phone under the pillow. But she was already gone, mentally, emotionally. Only her body remained in that house. Was a time Anita used to rush home to Samuel, excited to tell him about her day, even if it was just about a rude customer or her boss being dramatic. But those days had long vanished like mist in morning sun. Now, she smiled more at her phone screen than at the man she once promised to love forever. Raymond had become her escape. Their conversations flowed like cool Zobo on a hot day, refreshing, sweet, addicting. He knew just the right things to say, the perfect balance of flirting and listening. When Anita complained about Samuel, Raymond never judged her. He didn't ask her to be patient. He simply said, "You deserve better, Anita. A woman like you should be worshipped." And she believed him. While Samuel was ironing his shirts for the week and helping Nathaniel with his homework, Anita was busy typing "I miss you" to another man. While he stayed up late budgeting how they'd pay school fees and buy Praise's asthma drugs, she stayed up texting Raymond about how cold and boring her marriage had become. Raymond made her feel beautiful again. He called her queen. He sent her small airtime surprises. And though they had only met a few weeks earlier, it felt like she had known him forever. Their secret hotel meetings started with lunch, turned into hugs, then kisses, then long hours of intertwined limbs and whispered promises. It was everything she felt was missing at home: excitement, adventure, fire. At home, Samuel tried not to panic. But he felt it. Her distance had turned into disappearance. Anita no longer joined them for dinner. She stopped picking the kids up from school. Even when she was physically present, her mind was miles away, trapped in some invisible world he wasn't allowed to enter. "Did something happen to you, Anita?" he asked one evening, sitting beside her as she stared blankly at the television. She blinked slowly, barely turning her head. "I'm tired, Sam. Is it work? Is it me? Talk to me." She stood abruptly. "Please, I don't want to have this conversation." "But we can't go on like this," Samuel pleaded. "I feel like I'm losing you." "You lost me a long time ago," she muttered under her breath and walked out of the room. Samuel sat still, heart cracking like dry Harmattan lips. He felt helpless, like a man trying to fetch water with a basket. No matter how much he poured in, everything leaked out. On Sundays, while Samuel dressed the children for church, Anita would pretend to be sick, then sneak off to meet Raymond at a resort in Ikeja. While the kids missed her hugs, She was basking in compliments from a man who held her waist with pride and said, "I wish you were mine." She began dressing differently, more stylish, more confident. Even her perfume changed. It was no longer the gentle vanilla Samuel bought her on her birthday. It was now a strong, musky scent that filled the house like a presence announcing its own rebellion. And Samuel noticed. "You're going out again?" he asked one evening, watching her wear a red-fitted gown. "It's just a dinner with my colleagues," she lied. "Let me drop you." "No need," she snapped, grabbing her purse. "I'm not a baby." And with that, she left. Her heels clicking on the tiles like a goodbye he wasn't prepared for. At night, when Raymond dropped her back by the junction, they'd kiss in the shadows before she tiptoed in. Careful not to wake the children. But even when she entered the house, her heart stayed outside with Raymond, with the flame she had chosen to fuel while letting another die. Samuel often stayed awake after she returned. Not out of suspicion, but sorrow. He would hear the door creak, smell a different perfume, hear her phone buzz with laughter she never shared with him anymore. He lay in bed beside her, but he could feel it, her heart had moved on, and yet he stayed. Hoping. Praying. Dying slowly on the inside. One weekend, Raymond whispered something to her in the hotel room. "What if we start a new life? You and me. We deserve better." She looked at him, surprised. "You mean, leave our families?" "Yes. My brother in the UK is arranging something. I can get us out in 2 months. Think about it." And she did. She thought about it every night. The only thing holding her back was the kids. Not Samuel, she was done with him. But the children, Raymond reassured her. "They'll be fine. Kids are stronger than we think. This is your life. Live it." Then, one Saturday morning, Samuel came home from an errand to find the house oddly silent. The kids were with his sister for the weekend. He called out, "Anita." No answer. Her wardrobe was empty. Her bank card was gone. Her phone switched off. There was no note. No fight. No explanation, just absence. Days turned to weeks. Weeks to months. Nobody heard from her. She had vanished, without a goodbye, without a trace, leaving 2 confused children and a broken man behind.